What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of the Shrimp Cocktail Sports Podcast. I'm Jake. I'm along here with my co-hosts, Andy, Darren, and Shrimp. Boys, how we doing today?
Doing good, just got done eating a nice grilled chicken wrap.
Ooh, sounds good.
Uh,
Shrimp, how you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. My dog is still dead.
Great way to start the podcast, Shrimp.
Why?
Real morbid. Grilled chicken wraps and dead dogs. Beautiful.
Have you not had a dog since like middle school?
8 years ago. 9 years ago?
Jesus.
You know what? You kind of strike me as a cat guy.
Definitely don't have any cats lying around.
That's good, at least. All right, so somber start to the podcast. But the first part's going to be a little bit kind of somber anyway. Hasn't been a great week for college sports, which is where we're going to start. Guys, has it? It's not been good.
Oh, it's been very bad. It's looking very bleak all around the board.
Yeah. So we'll go back to earlier this week. On the 6th, Harvard announced that they were canceling all of their classes in person for the entire year. So they're going to be in online classes all year, which was the first really big Division I school to say that they're going to be, that at least I can think of, that's going to have all their classes online for next year, which would absolutely hurt their sports. Guys, what were your thoughts when you heard that news?
It's sad in terms of sports, but I kind of respect what Harvard's doing in terms of the COVID. Knowing that some schools are forcing kids to go and sit in their dorms and do classes online just so they can make the full tuition.
Right.
Playing at Harvard and graduating from Harvard is still Harvard.
It's still
just,
hard.
They won't obviously get the full experience if they were on campus.
Which stinks. That's the best part of being in college, is being on campus. And
especially in the city of Boston.
Well, yeah. And then a couple days later, the Ivy League itself canceled all fall sports and it postponed winter sports. In their statement, they used the line, they will not entertain sports until at least January 1st. Winter sports are getting an update on their practice schedule in probably a couple weeks. So they might be able to practice, but they won't be able to play. And that was the first, it's not a Power 5, but it's the first major conference to announce no fall sports. There have been a few smaller ones, like my sister's conference. She plays the Centennial Conference. She plays D3 basketball. They canceled their fall sports or pushed them back. I forget how they worded it, but it's not good. It's not good at all.
No, but again with COVID, I respect the fact that they don't want to put students at risk.
No, and I agree. As much as it stinks, the main goal is to get kids back on campus for classes, and that should be the main focus. If sports have taken a back seat till the 1st, they take a back seat till the 1st. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
They were looking at a spring football season, possibly. I don't know. I don't think that was confirmed, but that was what the goal is, I believe, which at least they're going to have it if that's the case. It's going to be a logistical nightmare, I would think, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a disaster. Just the traveling. I'm honestly, I kind of hope it happens, though, because I want to see what football equipment's going to look like and to protect from COVID.
I don't know what you can do, though. You can't wear a mask or anything like that under your face mask.
They would have to literally redesign the whole helmet.
Yeah, there's so much. Hopefully by then, it'll at least be, I don't know, hopefully by March, if they start football in March, they won't have to wear a mask and it can actually be somewhat normal.
Yeah, but you know what? I could fully see the NCAA tournament going on. It's just a matter if they can get games in. Because it stands, the tournament is literally already COVID protected. It's just on separate ends of the country.
Yeah, they already said today they're not in any way, shape, or form looking to move back the NCAA tournament yet, which I'm hoping they won't have to again by next March. I would think the next sport we see is college basketball starting up in January. I think that would be my guess.
It just depends what happens with the second wave.
Right. Then also on the 8th, Stanford had to cut 11 sports because of the lost revenue from no NCAA tournament and probably no fall sports. They had to cancel men's and women's fencing, field hockey, rowing, men's and women's, sailing, squash, swimming, volleyball, and wrestling. So not many of their big sports, but that's still 11 sports worth of
Yeah,
kids.
no, that's crazy that they lost that much money so fast. Which kind of shows that, they were kind of looking to cut these sports to begin with.
Well, it also shows why they're looking to get any form of college football in anyway. Like, they're not going to get as much revenue, but they need something.
Yeah.
Like, there's a stat I saw. I retweeted it. It's from a guy named Jordan Strack. He's a Bowling Green alum. He works at a news station. I'm not sure where. He said Bowling Green football is scheduled to play Ohio State and Illinois. Bowling Green would lose $2.2 million if the Big Ten doesn't have non-conference games, which would cripple the football program, who was already on a really limited budget.
That's very sad to hear that.
It's insanity. And that leads into the next point. Yesterday, the Big Ten announced officially, and then it was also widely reported the ACC and Pac-12, which the Pac-12 was confirmed about 6 minutes ago, according to the Bleacher Report notification I just got, that they were going to conference-only scheduling. The Big Ten was for all sports. I'm not sure about the ACC or the Pac-12. I would think it's all sports, but that's the first kind of domino to fall. The ACC is still not confirmed, and the SEC is having a meeting tomorrow or Monday. But
like, what choice do they have? I mean, who are they going to play? It's up to the Big 12 to announce too. It's like SEC plays the Big 12, ACC plays the Big 12. That's really all they can do.
They're going to play themselves. Like, I read there was another tweet. I think Brett McMurphy tweeted it, that the SEC schools wanted to play like their ACC rivalry games. Like, Georgia wanted to play Georgia Tech, and so like they wanted to play 8 SEC games and 1 non-conference. Like, there's enough teams. Just play 10 SEC games. Who, like, you can take the back seat for the rivalry games for a year. Like, what else is going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting what the college football does for the rankings.
The college football playoff committee said they're going to use the same formula. So that's not going to be any different.
Oh, basically, it's going to be 4 SEC teams, maybe Clemson.
It just depends on who plays. Like, we lose games with the Big Ten going to conference only. We lose Michigan, Washington, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Virginia Tech, Iowa State, which is a huge rivalry game. We lose. We also lose Syracuse and Rutgers, which is a barn burner. But it stinks. It really does. And then the ACC also pushed back all fall sports to September 1st, which doesn't affect football. But now they haven't made it official that they're going conference only, which they probably will.
I mean, the whole thing stinks, but it will be funny to see Ohio State beat up Michigan, like, probably twice.
Oh, I would love for them to play twice. That'd be amazing. The only thing, like, to me, though, this kind of feels like the chain of events that led to the NCAA tournament getting canceled. Like, the NCAA tournament was like, all right, nope, we're on. We're going. We're going to go. And they were saying that for like the last couple of weeks for college football. No, we're starting. Then in the NCAA tournament was like, oh, we're not going to have fans in our conference tournaments, blah, 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 blah. Oh, we're going to push football back. And then 3 days later, the tournament was canceled. I feel like that's the path we're heading on to. I have very little confidence we're going to see football in the fall. Maybe in the spring, but I have a 10% confidence, and it's probably less than that we're going to play college football.
Yeah, I mean, the only advantage we really have now is we have more information about COVID, but very unlikely.
We do.
Spring.
We still don't know where the country is going to be as a whole in a week, let alone a month and a half when the football season is supposed to start.
Yeah. And then, who knows what's going to happen with the second wave?
Yeah, that's true.
If it's even real.
If there could be a second wave, there could not be. You don't know. There's so much unknown that for kids that they've argued in court aren't professional athletes and shouldn't get paid. You can't make them play. It's
not right. I mean, yeah.
We can talk about the NFL in a little bit, but yeah, it's a mess. It's sad, but is what it is, unfortunately.
I just want to know more what they're going to do without eligibility. They're going to push it back another year?
Well, I would think if there's no fall sports, I would. Well, actually, I don't know because the Ivy League didn't give spring sport athletes when the spring sports got canceled, like lacrosse and baseball, an extra year. So I don't know. I think it's going to depend on the conference, and it's going to depend on the school, which unfortunately is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I just hope they kind of honor the football players. Like, you're going to be a junior this year. You want to go to the NFL draft. You should be able to, but.
Like I think you're gonna get kids too who like even if they say we're gonna play conference games only, you're gonna be like, I'm not playing. I'm gonna be a first round draft pick next year. I'm gonna go get ready for the draft so I don't lose out. Like if you get sick and then you're like a mid first round pick and then you get the virus, you could lose out on million. You could drop. You could lose out on millions of dollars. Like I'm not saying that's necessarily gonna happen, but it could.
Yeah, look what Nick Bosa did. He only had a small injury, but he still set out was it the whole season?
Most of it. I don't think it was the whole season.
Yeah, but that's regardless of COVID. That was just for an injury, and I could see a lot more players sitting out.
Right. It just to me it seems so unlikely that it sucks, but you got to keep kids safe. I think that's pretty much it. Unless Andy, you've got another point for college sports.
No, I think I'm good.
All right, we're going to turn to a new topic then. We're going to talk about esports for the first time in a little bit of depth. So, Shrimp, we're going to let you take the lead on that because I know nothing about esports or video games. So, Shrimpy, go ahead, buddy.
Probably only going to be talking about the Ninja stuff because it's the most relevant. But Ninja just went to YouTube for one stream, and that's it. He didn't sign an exclusivity deal, so he could still sign with either Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, but he had a short little 2-hour Fortnite stream with some other top creators, and during that stream he peaked at 163,000 viewers, which is about double what he peaked at Mixer. He peaked at 88,000, and Twitch, when he was playing with Drake 2 years ago, he peaked over 600,000. So, like I said before, he hasn't signed anywhere. Me and Andy were talking about this, and he's going to be able to he already has one. He's going to be able to maintain his brand. He's going to be able to do so much more video-wise while staying the same ninja that he is if he stays on YouTube. So that was a big topic of discussion last week, and he was even getting paid. He got $30 million from Mixer, which was more than what Giannis made from like 2019 to 20. So, video games looking like real sports here.
Absolutely. I mean, whoever was in Ninja's backcourt and said, "Oh yeah, go to Microsoft," should automatically be hired.
No, I think it's the opposite. We're talking about Microsoft like going to Mixer or going to Facebook.
I don't know. I'm saying like he initially went to Mixer.
He was
whoever's in his backcourt.
No, really? He's a genius for that. Oh my God, he got $30 million for less than a year of work.
Yeah.
His total contract was estimated 60.
Shroud, he got paid, but in terms of his brand,
no, his brand is still alive. He was still uploading YouTube videos. You're still allowed to upload to YouTube, and the VOD system over there is a hell of a lot bigger than it is on Twitch. The move him and his agent and his team made was the best possible move. He might have damaged some of his live stream, but he just came out back to YouTube at the peak of 163,000. 163,000 on YouTube is no easy feat. YouTube has a big live streaming audience with, I know Courage is over there, Valkyrie, and I'm trying to think of the big streamer. It's a very big in Brazil as well for YouTube live stream, especially with the mobile apps. But compared to Twitch, live streaming on YouTube is a lot smaller. So being able to hit 163,000 on not even an exclusivity deal, it was just his first stream on YouTube ever, and being able to still get that Mixer bag, he hit the perfect scenario. And I would love to see him over on YouTube. I know when Courage JD of 100 Thieves made his announcement, the big thing for him was he wanted to have everything in one place, his live streams and his videos. Now Ninja can do that, and he certainly doesn't need to keep streaming. I mean, he's made more than enough money to retire for like 3 lifetimes. Well, more than that, like 10 lifetimes. But he'll continue to grow his brand all in one place.
And that's kind of the biggest thing is, I just hope he sticks to a centralized streaming platform. I want to be able to turn on my smart TV, click on the YouTube app, put it on Facebook, and I just want to see him streaming on that. I don't want to have to download Twitch, Mixer, all those other apps.
Well,
I just want one.
That's the big inconvenience, like you were saying. That's why YouTube is so good, because obviously no one goes on Dailymotion or Vimeo for VOD videos, video on demand videos, but everyone goes on YouTube. When you think of like internet TV or TV for the internet, you think YouTube. Mixer doesn't.
The other nice thing about YouTube though is, you know, you can see more of his videos. You know, you don't have to just watch his streams. Like I can just watch little baby clips of what he did.
And that's exactly how the VOD system works. I mean, you can do those clips on Twitch. You can save those clips and add them to your profile, but compared to YouTube, it's minuscule. So, I mean, and all your live streams, all Twitch streamers' live streams end up on YouTube. When they're cut up in highlights, whether it's the best moments, they all end up on YouTube. So, I mean, for this will, in my opinion, strengthen his brand from a way in which he gets to keep everything in one area. He got the Mixer bag. He made the perfect decision, and now we got to wait for Shroud to see what he does. I'm anticipating a move to Twitch because he did reject Facebook's offer. I think it was like $30 million. So we'll have to wait and see. The other big news, well, two pieces of big news. Nico Lowe signs to 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves is obviously a huge esports brand in Southern California. I think Santa Monica or LA area. And who Nico is, I think she's definitely got a couple million followers across TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. She is mainly a content creator. She does play video games, but she's a content creator in all other aspects. So this is a unique move for an esports company. She got very famous or well-known. I mean, she's always been a well-known streamer, but that Bernie Boomer video that came out in a couple months ago, she was really known for that. And 100 Thieves just signed another huge streamer. The last note I want to hit is Valorant. Well, actually, two last notes. Valorant, a lot of the pros are leaving. A lot of Fortnite, CSGO pros jumped ship originally, and Overwatch. And some of them are starting to leave now, as I think Twitch viewership, I recently looked the other day, was at 60-something to 80,000, which is good for a game, but for something that was supposed to be the number one esports game, it's not great. Maybe when they start doing tournaments, it'll pick up. But they just announced as well a Dragon skin pack, and this skin pack is, I think, $60 total. So it was getting a lot of Valorant was getting a lot of crap for that. But we'll have to wait and see when tournaments start coming out. And speaking of tournaments, and this will be the last point, Nick Merckx recently just partnered with Activision to do the MFAM Gauntlet. It's a Warzone tournament, essentially. And all the greatest creators play this. Well, obviously, we all know what Warzone is. It's Call of Duty's Battle Royale. All creators play. And first place, I'm not sure what the prize totals are yet. I don't know if they unveiled them. But that was, I think, the last bit of esports news.
All right. I understood basically nothing in that whole spiel, Shrimp.
I probably could have also done a better job explaining, but a lot of money is going around in that sphere, is the biggest topic of discussion.
No, believe me, I do. I totally know. I thought of one more college football thing. Since most of the conferences are probably going to go to conference only, if Notre Dame needs help, the ACC will help them schedule. But Notre Dame has to share the revenues with the ACC. I don't want to get into a whole Notre Dame rant because I can go for a while. But
or anti-Notre Dame.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. So we are going to go to
Patrick Mahomes.
Speaking of money,
that's not even the biggest NFL news this week, guys. Rex Burkhead restructured his contract.
Oh God!
The Patriots have extra $1 million of cap space.
I thank God for Rex Burkhead.
All right, but no, we're gonna jump to the $500 million man, Mr. Patrick Mahomes, the defending Super Bowl MVP and the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, signed a 10-year extension that could be worth up to $503 million. Darren, how does it feel?
Feels amazing. They have the best quarterback in the NFL at the current moment, signed till 2031.
He's under contract with the Chiefs for 12 years. now because he has 2 years left on his rookie deal. He has $83 million in signing bonuses for the next 3 years, which are guaranteed. There's also $477 million in mechanisms, which are really weird, so we don't have to get into that. And if he gets hurt in the first game and never plays again, he has a $140 million injury guarantee, which clearly nobody wants to happen because he's very fun to watch. He also broke the record of Mike Trout's most expensive contract in, I don't know if it's world sports history or U.S. sports history.
I believe it's U.S.
It's just U.S.
Yeah,
so,
because those soccer players over in Europe got
that's what
disgusting money.
That's what I thought. So he breaks Mike Trout's U.S. record of $426.5 million. Only difference is Trout's contract is fully guaranteed, which is absurd when you think about it. There was also a stat that I found online that I thought was wild. Did you guys know Patrick Mahomes' dad played baseball, like professionally?
Yeah.
Yes, he did. He wasn't good.
Yeah, they only bring it up every time the Chiefs are on.
Yeah. I've never noticed. I honestly didn't know that. His dad, his career earnings in Major League Baseball were $2.658 million. That's it.
He's going to be begging his son for money. That's all I know.
Wait, you said that? You said that's it?
That's it. Come on, compared to $500 million.
Compared to some of the money that's going around in sports,
2.6 mil is still 2.6 mil. I don't know if that's it.
To us, it's a lot of money, but to a professional athlete,
to a lot of people, it's a lot of money. To us, oh my god. You know who else is the number one Call of Duty player right now? His father was in the MLB. Scump. Seth Abner. Scump. Andy, you know Scump.
Yeah.
Chicago
I'll never
Huntsman's-
understand how these guys come up with their names.
Chicago Huntsman's main AR player. His father was in the MLB, I believe. But that's irrelevant. Go back to what you were saying, Jake.
Where was I? I forgot what I was saying.
You're talking about his dad.
Yeah, so didn't know that. Number one, I didn't know his dad played baseball. Number two, that's insane how much the contract is going to be more than his dad's career earnings.
His father played from 92 to 2003, so still, that's only, you only made, what, 2 point something you said?
2.65.
6.5.
So I have an interesting hypothetical question for you. So he's under contract for 12 more years. How many more championships do you guys think the Chiefs win in those 12 years?
In those 12 years?
Yes.
7.
Unfortunately, as a Chief fan, I cannot answer that question because every time I say they're going to win, they absolutely blow it. Like the AFC Championship game back in 2018.
I enjoyed that one, though. That was fun.
I'm sure you did.
I'm going to say 2. I think they get 3 total.
I think 3 max.
I think it all really depends what Andy Reid does.
That's also fair.
If he's retiring anytime soon.
Well, apparently Patrick called up Andy before he signed the contract and said, "Are you still going to be coaching?" And Andy said yes. So that means if Andy and Patrick are around, they're going to be entertaining to watch. As long as they have surrounding weapons, at least. And nobody
I still think the Chiefs' defense needs to get better, too. Like, they were better than they were in 2018. Last year, clearly, they got the job done. I still don't think it's great, though.
I think we have a lot of great leaderships, but there's certain spots, like our corners, it's mediocre. It's just terrible.
Right, and that offense is going to put up points, clearly, but they got to be able to stop somebody, which again, they did the job, but how sustainable is that?
It also helps to have a defensive coordinator that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, that's very true. I watched the 2018 AFC Championship game recently, and I remember Romo said the run defense was the weakness of that Chiefs team. I'm like, well, the entire defense was the weakness of that Chiefs team.
Was terrible.
They were last in, I think, rush and pass defense. So yeah, it was not good.
I think we ended the season 31st. I'm pretty sure. Was it
31st? It wasn't dead last.
It wasn't dead last. I think it was 30. It was either 30th or 31st.
Yeah, it was low. It was very low.
Yes.
But yeah, the Chiefs have their franchise quarterback set, and I hope Mahomes can stay healthy because he's very fun to watch. I like watching him. I like it when the Patriots beat them, but he's still a very fun player to watch.
Oh, yeah, I just watch him gunsling.
It's like Brett Favre, except 10 times better and less interceptions.
That
Less
is very
shorts.
Hey, man, those are great.
This deal is unprecedented for the NFL. you'll see a lot more players getting paid what they're actually worth.
All right, so moving on from Mahomes, we had a couple other tidbits of NFL news, which it's gonna get kind of like the college conversation we just had. The Patriots officially announced Cam Newton a couple days ago on Twitter, and the way they're marketing him, where they've sent out like a ton of highlight videos, he's gonna be the starting quarterback. I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed.
He looks great in that jersey, the edited jersey. I'm so excited.
Did you see he was working out with N'Keal Harry at UCLA the other day?
No, I didn't.
He did.
I saw Odell was with him today and somewhere.
Odell was there too. Yeah, that was the workout. He was with N'Keal Harry and Cam Newton.
And people still think Odell's not coming to New England? Damn.
Not coming to New England.
I know. He's a Cleveland long time.
Yeah. Oh, one more. One of my buddies listened to the first episode, and he took offense to when we left the Titans off the top like 5 teams in the AFC.
Oh yeah, they're number 3 in my eyes.
So yeah, we got to put the Titans up there. I would probably, going back to that conversation, it'd be Chiefs, Ravens 1, 2. I would put the Patriots at 3, and then I would probably put either the Titans at 4 or 5. So Keith, there we go. I mentioned the Titans.
Bills 5, Patriots 4, Titans 3. Derrick Henry is a monster, and Tannehill is a good veteran quarterback, military general.
Yeah, he's just a good man. He's a good game manager.
I've been saying Tannehill is something special since Miami, and I'm staying on that train. Just like that, Mitch Trubisky is good train, and the
you're on those trains by yourself, buddy.
You know
I
what the best part about Ryan?
Alone in the sunset. I am right.
All right, so our next thing of NFL news is it's getting back toward the conversation we were having about college football. They banned jersey swaps for next season, and the Ravens announced they would have no more than 14,000 fans if fans are allowed at games, and the Jaguars are going to hold no more than 25% stadium capacity.
They actually get 25% regardless?
Well, no, that'll be like a normal Jaguars crowd, but still.
The part about that stadium is the pool.
Yeah, they do have a pool. That's new too. I might be the only one, but I'm getting a lot less confident by the day that the NFL season is going to either start on time or happen at all.
I think they actually have to play because most of how the owners pay the players through TV revenue.
Well, yeah, but if we're still at a place where the virus is like it is now, I don't know, because they're going to have to travel. They can't put them in like a bubble like the NBA or the NHL is going to do, which we'll get to hockey in a minute. You can't.
Who knows? I mean, look where they play the Pro Bowl. I mean, it's on the Disney campus. Maybe something like that.
For 16 weeks? I
know it's going to be a lot, especially with one stadium.
Like theoretically, they could wait as long as they wanted to. I don't know. I'm losing hope more and more every day. The only positive would be I don't have to see Tom Brady in a Bucs jersey, which I'm pretty sure I said in the last episode too. But yeah, it just looks bleaker and bleaker every day to me, unfortunately.
See, I'm not the most optimistic one of this group, but I still think they're going to have it. And if they don't, I think everybody's going to have a huge panic attack.
I've been having a panic attack since March, though. I don't know. We're gonna be. I think we're gonna get stuck with just European soccer till January.
I pray to God not.
But yeah, that's pretty much all the NFL news. Unless anybody else has got anything.
Go Chiefs.
I don't agree with that, but okay. Let's jump to hockey, which, believe it or not, boys, the sport that I have the most faith in that could actually start their little tournament and get it done is the NHL, which, if you asked me that in March, would not have been the NHL. It would not have been the NHL.
I would probably laugh in your face.
Yeah, like it would have. I would have not believed you for a second. But so the NHL and NHLPA literally, the official statement from the NHL came in 6 minutes ago. The NHLPA, the NHL Board of Governors, have ratified the CBA and the return to play. So if everything goes right, there will be hockey in August. So it was ratified today, and we're looking good. And I think the fact that they're hosting it in Canada is huge because if they can get to Canada, I think they're going to play. If training camp starts July 13th, if they can get through that and get through the 11 days and get to Canada, I think they're going to be okay.
It's looking pretty good. You know, you think you could just kind of explain the phases to me in the timeline?
Yeah, sure. I have that written down. So we're about ready to start phase 3, which is basically like training camp for the beginning of the season. That is 30 skaters and a limited amount of goalies. You get tested 48 hours before returning to your facility, and once training camp starts, you get tested every other day. So that starts the 13th. So actually, this weekend or the beginning of next week, excuse me, it starts. Then the 24th, they are traveling to the hub cities. So the East, I believe, is going to Toronto, and the West is going to Edmonton. I'm not totally sure. That could be wrong. I got to look, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Oh, no, I have it written down. I'm right. Sorry, I'm dumb. And then phase 4 is games. So they're playing exhibition games on the 25th. And then August 1st is the first of the start of the qualifying round. The playoffs would start the 9th, and then it goes incrementally until the Stanley Cup Finals start on September 20th. So that's basically the calendar. And then if you want me to go further, 2021 for next season, October 9th or 7 days after the Stanley Cup Final is the start of free agency. November 17th will be the opening of training camp, and December 1st will be the start of the season. And I think that's a full 82-game season. So it's a quick turnaround, but...
Any word on when the draft is going to be?
The draft is, I don't know the exact date, but it's going to be probably... So the latest the Stanley Cup Final could go is October 2nd. So it'll be sometime between October 3rd and whenever training camp starts. I don't know the exact day. I don't have it written down. But it'll be in that gap. Just in time for the Rangers to get Alexis Lafreniere.
The Chicago Blackhawks.
Oh my God! No, it's going to be the Penguins. I 100. They'll lose to the Canadiens, and the Pens will get the number 1 pick.
God, that would be electric.
I'll lose my mind. So we have some interesting things about Phase 4. So the teams are the term the NHL used was Phase 4 secure zones. So they have the 2 hotels that the teams are going to be staying at, and then I guess in the little area there are restaurants, practice facilities, and the arena. So like they're going to have restaurants the players can go to. So it's going to be different than the NBA, whereas like you can't leave Disney. So it looks like they're going to have like a section of the city to themselves, if that makes sense, and if I'm understanding that correctly.
It feels like it's going to be set up like the Winter Olympics, kind of.
Yeah, that's actually a very good way to put it, Andy. Only thing, everybody gets their own room. You can't go in your teammate's room, which is weird. And then you have to wear masks, of course. Families can join them for the conference final and the Stanley Cup final. And then you get daily coronavirus tests plus symptom checks every day in Phase 4. Players can opt out by the 13th. And, this is the biggest part of this new thing being ratified. The NHL players are going back to the Olympics in 2022 and 2026.
My God.
Very happy about that.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Like, the Olympics, when were the last Winter Olympics? 2018. Like they were fun. It wasn't the same though.
It's just, I mean, pride that some of these players have for their country, and to see them to play again, it's a lot more fun that way.
It absolutely is. So yeah, it's just to me, the NHL seems like it's going to be the best case scenario for any sport to happen. Teams in the last couple of days in the NBA have been jumping back and forth. Not jumping back and forth. Wow, they've been arriving to Florida to their bubble. Only thing is, might be a little hole in the bubble, which Adam Silver's worried about. The Wild World of Sports is also hosting the MLS's back tournament, which is obviously the MLS returning to play. And there have been 15 people, 9 players from FC Dallas and a coach, and 5 players from Nashville SC that have tested positive, all within the bubble.
All this while going on while Disney World just reopened too.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other conversation. Might not be the smartest thing. Just the way Florida is, do you guys think there's any chance the NBA finishes this tournament? I don't think it's very
I don't
likely.
think so.
Florida? No
No.
way. Yeah, no.
No, I just if it was anywhere else, well, not anywhere else, but if it was in a better location, I feel more confident. But
With what the NBA has to deal with ABC, it has to be Disney World.
yeah, you mean ESPN, not ABC?
The finals are usually on ABC.
Are they? I thought they were on ESPN.
Oh,
Well, because they're playing at the ESPN.
we'll fact check that.
Yeah, well, they're playing at the ESPN Wild World of Sports. That's why I just wanted to. That's why I thought it was ESPN. See how little I pay attention to the NBA. I have no idea. But yeah, so the MLS players testing positive inside the bubble makes me nervous. There's also the food that the players are getting. Have you guys seen these pictures floating around Twitter?
Yeah. I've heard that it's only like a 2-day thing, and like it's just to get the chefs and things tested first, and then they get the real food.
I also heard that picture was only of the appetizers, and there was everything else. I think it was a misleading picture. I heard.
It was. That was like I think they used the word snack or something to hold them over. There was no, like, I guess they brought up a big slab of meat or something like that for their actual meal. So for the NBA,
it literally looked like it was a college campus meal.
yeah, it looked worse. I had better meals than that when I had Syracuse.
Thank God they had the Stacy's chips.
Oh, I love Stacey's chips. They're so good. What else we got for the NBA? We got anything? Doesn't look like it.
Kawhi Leonard hasn't showed up yet. I know that. He's tending to a family matter.
There's been a few players I haven't. Like, I think James Harden and Russell Westbrook are showing up separately than the rest of the Rockets.
LeBron just showed up. I saw that.
LeBron's there.
Yep.
All right. Well, I hope they'll be able to get a little bit in. I just don't think they're gonna be able to finish it. Do you guys want to talk a little baseball before the show ends?
Is there even any news?
We have Tanaka getting drilled by Stanton.
Did we not?
Yeah,
cover
that was
last time. When did that happen?
That was.
That happened July 4th.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that was rough. But they only diagnosed him with a mild concussion, right? He was released from the
Thank
hospital that
God,
night.
because
Yeah,
Stanton's the last person you want to take a line drive from.
it was a rocket off the bat. Like,
It was scary. It was on live TV.
yeah, it was during the Yankees inter-squad game. It was on. Yes. Aaron Boone said he had concussion-like symptoms that have since dissipated. This is on July 4th. That have since dissipated, went through better. It's just the hospital, everything checked out. He was released that night. And I've seen pictures of him, the Yankees have tweeted out. He's at the stadium, so I think he's working out again.
Yeah.
Mild concussion, you could still report for training. You just can't do like any contact stuff in baseball.
Yeah, just no heavy
baseball.
lifting.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He can do his stretches.
He probably can't pitch as much because he probably still get dizzy. But I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Yes, Shrimp, you are very much not a doctor. Another piece of Yankee news that kind of broke July 4th. Luis Sessa with mild symptoms and DJ LeMahieu, who was asymptomatic, both tested positive for COVID-19. As far as I'm aware, those are the only Yankee positive tests. There have been a couple other baseball-related tests. I think the number of positive tests was 1.8% of tests have been positive, which is good. It's not great, but it's better than it could be.
Absolutely.
It could be worse. There was also an interesting thing that happened where virus tests got lost. The Nationals, A's, Astros, all when they sent their saliva tests, they got either delayed coming back or they got lost. It was a weird story. So they had to cancel workouts. And then the Angels testers didn't show up, and then they did their own tests, and they don't know if they got shipped. This was a few days ago, but it had players like Andrew Miller expressing doubts. Like if the testing system is already having issues, what's it going to be like when the season actually starts?
They gotta work through this. Get the tests in properly.
Yeah, it's just they got to work through that, because if they don't, then I hate this. I feel like we've been so negative this whole time. Well, at least I have. Like, I I just don't think baseball's gonna be able to get their season done either. I think they're gonna play like 20 games, and it's gonna be like, oh crap, what are we doing here? Like, am I off base? What do you guys think?
No, you're spot on.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it's actually working in Korea. Is that all because the numbers are low? I mean, I have no idea.
They also got
numbers are like in Korea.
They got hit with COVID a couple months earlier than us.
They also took it a lot more serious than we did. Oh, yeah. I would feel.
We got hit in March. They've been dealing with it since late December, early January. Yeah. And like Jake said, they took it a lot more seriously than we did.
Yeah. But we won't get into all that. And then today, right before we started recording, the biggest name I've seen, one of the biggest names I've seen so far is Buster Posey opted out of the 2020 season, the Giants catcher. But he actually had a very good reason. He and his wife had just adopted twins that were born prematurely, and the tweet said they were stable and will be in the NICU for some time. So that's why he opted out. So good family man.
Good family man.
Somebody else who opted out that we talked about last week, Harper?
Oh.
No, he's still playing. Yeah. David Price is another big name who opted out this week. No one on the Bryce Harper. Trout might.
That's what's been floating around is Mike Trout's really up in the air.
Well, because he's having a kid, I'm pretty sure.
He is. Yep.
That's what it was.
So he wants to be careful. He hasn't done it yet, but he might. And honestly, I wouldn't blame him if he did. Like, you want to be traveling around the country during a pandemic when you have a newborn at home?
No.
Yeah. Oh, if Mike Trout opts out, do you think that's like a big enough domino where other big name players will follow?
He's doing it for a certain reason, though.
Yeah. I think it honestly will just depend on the person. It depends on the person. It depends on their circumstance. So, like, Buster Posey had a good circumstance. David Price probably just was uncomfortable going back, which I get it. I really do.
I mean, David Price is fine. I mean, he won his Cy Young. He won his World Series. What more does he have to prove?
Right. It's all about people being how comfortable they are and how safe they feel.
You know, you got to give Garrett Cole a lot of respect right now too, considering he just had his baby.
Oh, he did? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, that's interesting. We totally forgot to talk about this last week. No minor league baseball in 2020. I can't believe I left that out. That sucks.
Kind of sad, you know. I honestly do like going to those yard goat games.
I love minor league baseball. It's so fun. It's just so like, it's just part of American culture, and it sucks we're gonna miss it for a year. And then I think the last thing I have today, unless you guys have anything else baseball-wise, Joey Chestnut won his 13th straight Nathan's hot dog eating contest, downing 75 hot dogs in 10 minutes. 75 hot dogs.
Absolute
beast mode. Yeah.
Oh, imagine how many hot dogs he would eat if he was eating hummus.
Oh, 100.
Easily.
He was also the first competitive eater to eat 1,000 hot dogs in a career.
21,000 calories in one day.
Oh my God.
Calories is not even the worst part. It's that wet bun that they shove down their pie hole. Yeah, it's the worst part.
It's that fat.
It's gross.
The saturated fat and everything. That's the worst part.
Oh, we're all gonna die. It doesn't matter.
And then quick TBT update. That's the basketball tournament. 2 semifinal tickets were punched today. Golden Eagles, which is Marquette's alumni team, and the Red Scare, which is Dayton's alumni team. Tomorrow, the last 2 quarterfinals. Overseas Elite, the 4-time champs, play Heard That, Marshall's alumni team. Then Boeheim's Army, Syracuse's alumni team. Go Orange plays Sideline Cancer. With that, that's all the news I got for the last week in sports. You guys got anything else you want to talk about?
Sure.
Oh, I think I'm all set.
I never had anything to begin with.
That's why we love you, Shrimp.
It's our esports guy.
You did a good esports thing, Shrimp. It was very informative, even though I didn't know what you were talking about. If that's it, then I think we'll call that an episode. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you follow us at Shrimp Sports Pod on Twitter, the Shrimp Cocktail Sports Podcast on Facebook, and the same name on YouTube. We haven't done video yet, but it's up there. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.